Hi, thank you for joining me tonight. It's 8:15 here in Ohio, 8:15 Eastern Standard Time, and I'm so thankful that you decided to take some time out of your day to join me as we talk about and discuss starting camping clubs. Now, if you've never been part of a club, then this will be extremely useful to you. If you've been a part of a club and you've been thinking, man, I wish I had someone to go camping with. Maybe your significant other, maybe your kids, maybe your local friends or something like that. They just don't like camping, and you're one of those social people. Now, for me, I fall in that category myself. I find myself enjoying camping and outdoor adventure when I can share it with others. I don't mind going hiking and things by myself, but actually going camping and actually, honestly, even hiking, I enjoy going with others as well. So this webinar, this is all about a course that's getting ready to start. So before I get ahead of myself, so why why a camping club? Why a camping club? Well, I think I can help you out in a lot of ways because of the background that I have, the education I have, and the training that I have. So, a little bit about myself. I've been actively camping since I was 6 years old. I was pretty much born into camping. I was a Cub Scout. My family loved to go camping and stuff. We didn't have a whole lot of money. And when we went on our summer vacations, usually, it was camping, maybe over the weekend, maybe just a couple of days, but camping was a huge part of my life growing up. So I understand the value of camping. I've learned a ton of life lessons going camping, and it literally formed the person I am today. And I've been trained in scouts. I'm an Eagle Scout, class of 1999. Lots of palms. I was not a sports kid. The outdoors was my sport. I was all about it. I've been a living historian, a reenactor, if you will, since 2000, and I started out in Civil War reenacting. I did a little bit of uh, French and Indian War. I dabbled a little bit in some World War I stuff, and now I do traditional camp crafting. And it's been an incredible journey. Every step of the way, I've learned something new, met lots of great people. Now, you may be thinking, like okay, so is this like LARPing? No, no. Living history is not like LARPing. There's some similarities to it, but it's not the same. But whether you're LARPing or you're a living historian or you're a scout or you're camping with your family or just camping with your friends, just getting outdoors, spending out time underneath a tent or maybe no tent, right? They all share the same thing in common, and that's the enjoyment of the outdoors. And I portaged the Boundary Waters. Now, that might not sound like a huge thing, but if you've ever been on the Boundary Waters and actually, paddled along, several miles and hiked over the portages, we went like 125 miles portaging the Boundary Waters, and it was life changing for me. I was 16 or 17 years old, and I got a lot of memories from it. I built a tremendous number of friendships from it. That a couple of them I still stay in contact with today. So that's a little bit about my camping background, and I've got a lot of experience organizing clubs. I successfully grew and led a living history club, reenactment group or whatever, between 2007 and 2017, and then it started, going downhill. Members found other things to do, and I decided to actually join another club myself, just to stay with it. And I'm a founder of the Camp Crafters Guild. If you're unfamiliar with the Camp Crafters Guild, well, it's a great place. Lots of good people on there, and lots of fun. I'm an active volunteer in community clubs and like Kiwanis. I'm a Freemason, and I'm still a member of the Scouts BSA. Now, I'm also a professional trainer, and I'm a professional educator. I'm actually licensed to teach. When I worked for the Scouts BSA, I was responsible for training all the adults in like 7 counties. And this was my job. I was actually paid to do it. And that's where I found out that I actually loved teaching and training people. So it's a good experience for me. I'm very thankful I had the opportunity. I currently teach 7th and 8th graders, but I previously taught high school for a number of years. This is my second year teaching middle school. It's been a lot of fun. And I'm a scoutmaster of a very active and growing scout troop. Now, I'm not saying that you should start a club for kids. If that's your thing, that's cool. But if you can start and organize a club with kids, you can organize anything because it's like herding cats. Yeah, kids are a whole other beast. So you may have some interpersonal issues with adults versus kids. Kids, you just kind of tell them what to do, and as long as you're an authority figure, it's easy to get along with. But working with adults is very different. But I guarantee you, if you can organize a group of kids, you can organize a group of adults and be very successful in it. Now, what's what can you expect? What can you expect from the 6-week course? Well, you're going to explore how to start a club, organize amazing trips and adventures. We're actually going to set up a calendar. So, right off the bat, at least for a year, you will have a plan in place to make it very successful and create a thriving community of campers and friends. And that's it. Like it's all about community. It's that simple. Building friendships, building relationships with people and doing things together. That's the whole point of a club, right? You get to share experiences, share knowledge, and you don't have to know everything. I think a lot of people get scared about starting a club because they feel like they have to know everything. No, no, that's the beauty of it. Everybody brings something to the table, and you use the strengths of others to make something successful. We're not an island. You know, we have plenty of opportunities to pull the strengths from others to make something better. And chances are you're probably going to get bored of being the leader after a couple years and you want to let loose and just sit back and relax and let someone else take the reins and have fun. So why a camping club? Camping is more popular than ever right now. If you have ever wondered and been inclined to start a camping club, but you just didn't know how, maybe you're not a outgoing person, maybe you are an introvert instead of an extrovert or whatever. Right now there's a thirst and there's a hunger in the community all across the world for people to get outdoors and spend time with each other, especially after COVID. After 2020, I think people realize how important relationships were at that point, and we're still in that line of thinking, hey, I want to go out camping. So, camping clubs, they offer shared resources. There's safety aspect to it. There's the buddy system, and safety is actually going to be part of the 6-week course. We're going to talk about how you can be safe, how to organize your club and to be safe, how you can make sure that your experiences aren't going to leave you out in the middle of nowhere with some type of psychopath or something. And I'm going to share with you a story of how a camping club transformed my outdoor experiences. So this is my first formal camping club, if you will. A group of friends, one of my relatives, we got together and we decided to do this living history thing, doing Civil War stuff. And we had so many stories, so many adventures about it. And we kind of got plugged in with other larger groups, and it was a great time. And I loved it so much. And uh, the friendships that I developed over time is probably like two-thirds of my friends list on Facebook right now. And I got like 400 people on my friends list. So it's amazing the networking and the memories and the friendships you build from having a camping club of some sort. Doesn't have to be a living history camping club. Like you don't have to do the historical thing. This is just an example of my story to share with you and how successful it was for me. And as you see here, a completely different group of guys. As time went on, my original group, they kind of faded off and did different things. And these guys, and several of them aren't even in my state. In fact, none of these guys in the second photo are in my state anymore. My one buddy actually moved down to the Carolinas. We still stay in touch, though. It's a great time. And last year at Nathaniel Logsdon Early 20th Century Adventures, he had a sugaring camp. And I went there. I didn't know anybody personally. Like I talked to Nathaniel over the internet. There's a couple members in this group that I might have chatted with on Facebook groups or something, but I've never actually personally met these people before. Never shook their hands in person. And I went to this event, and it was awesome. It was a great time. sharing these experiences with others, learning from others, and it was safe because I was with a group of people. There was a relationship that was built up before, and that helped out a lot. It was really, really cold that weekend. Really cold. All right, now the great outdoor craze. In recent times, more people are craving going outdoors, getting that fresh air, seeking a sense of adventure, if you will. They want more in their lives than just sitting at home watching alone on TV. They actually want to go out and experience these things a little bit for themselves. Maybe they're not going to go out there and fight bears or starve themselves for long periods of time. But there's this craving for adventure and making camping a choice for so many people, especially with all the media out there that's all about outdoor adventure and everything. There's surge of interest is there. Like there is people in your community that want to go camping with you. I guarantee it. Guarantee. All right. Now, benefits of a camping club. Joining a camping club is not just about having fun. It's a chance to be part of a community. You get to share gear and tips. Like I've been part of several reenactment groups or whatever that people loan me their things, and I got to try them out. And if you are into modern camping and you don't have thousands of dollars to spend on gear, having a group of people that you can actually borrow from, try things out, check it out before you decide to make the purge or make the plunge. That's really useful. It will save you a ton of money, right? And you just get to learn from each other. We can't know everything. And our 6-week course covers everything. It's going to be a cohort course. You're actually going to go through the experience with others. Again, you're going to be learning from each other, sharing struggles and problems. And the whole point, every single week, every step of the week is one step closer for you to start your course. So there's initiation there, there's accountability, and whatever problems that you have, there's that form of people, including myself, that we can help you through those hurdles to pretty much guarantee you success in one form or another. But it's going to cover everything from trip planning, safety protocols. Safety is really important. You'll gain practical skills in organizing successful camping events and managing a thriving club. Management is huge, especially with adults. Managing adults is not like managing children. Managing adults, especially in a club where everything wants to be fun and enjoyable, it may take some tact in some areas. And the more communication that you have, and let's face it, all of us, doesn't matter who you are, all of us can work on our communication skills, right? The course will be closed for those 6 weeks, so participants can stay on track with each other, and there's going to be that accountability. There's going to be the shared experience with others. Peers are going to share their ideas and problem solving, and there's going to be networking. The friendships that you actually make in the course will actually last outside of the course. That always happens. As long as you're willing to put in the energy and the friendships that you make in the course will last outside of the course. So even if you decide that you don't want to continue in the Camp Crafters Guild, those connections that you make with the people who take the course will follow you, and that's going to be pretty useful. Now, the first week, that's next week. We're going to start on Thursday. Now, in my early postings, I posted Tuesday. That was an accident. It's actually going to start next Thursday. It's going to be every Thursday night at this time at 6. No, sorry, at 8:15. And next week, we're going to start off with the basics. So we're going to set your vision, set goals and structure. You'll learn how to attract members and set the tone for your club. And that's the thing. Like everybody's club is going to be a little bit different. Maybe you're going to be a bushcrafting club. That's cool. Go out every month or every other month or every other week or whatever your time frame is, and go out and just practice bushcrafting skills. Maybe you're going to be a hiking club and your goal is to do long distance hiking. Again, to hold you accountable. Maybe it's going to be short distance hiking. Maybe it's going to be camping, like legitimate camping or hammock camping, tent camping, car camping, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Like setting the tone and setting the goals and everything and clearly communicating that is going to give you the most success that you can have. And Attracting members is important. Now, and I said this in my primer video actually on the Camp Crafters Guild. You don't want necessarily to have a large 15-man club or 15-person club, especially starting off. You want it to be around 10 people. 10 people is a lot of people to manage. And after a period of time, if 10 people grows to be bigger, that's fine. But really, 5 to 10 people is kind of what you're looking for. And you don't need to build an army of campers. Too many cooks in the kitchen can cause problems. The second week, we're going to talk about trip planning. You're going to dive into selecting locations, scheduling, and logistics. Again, how to handle the interpersonal issues that happen between people with this, because a lot of times clubs fizzle out because they think everybody has to be there at the same time. People are going to miss things. Maybe there's a bar mitzvah. Maybe there's a wedding. Maybe there's a baby that's born. Maybe someone just doesn't feel well, right? So there's going to be those times that happen, and negotiating those situations and dealing with that yourself can be kind of a struggle. We're going to talk to you about different practices to help you out with that. And we're going to teach you how to create memorable and smooth running trips. It all comes down to communication and planning. Weeks 3 through 4 is club management. You at first are going to be the club manager. So we're going to learn the secrets to managing all the memberships, the finances, communication, and keep your club organized and members happy with effective tools and techniques. And 5 through 6. So these 2 weeks are going to be focused on safety and growth, master safety protocols and risk management. Discover strategies for growing your club and ensuring long-term success and camaraderie among campers. Building the camaraderie and relationships is what's ultimately going to keep people together. It's going to be the camaraderie and relationships, those memories, even if it's raining and it's really crappy weather, it's going to be those things that actually keep a club together. I can remember a lot of the great events that I had, from living histories, reenactments, scouting, etc. But the memories that still bring a smile to my face and come up over and over and over again are probably the ones where I've been most miserable. The ones I probably shared a tent with somebody and it flooded inside the tent. Or I remember a particular event that we went to, and we went on a nice long hike, and weatherman, everything said it was going to be cloudy, no rain or anything like that. And unlike a prepared scout, I didn't take my raincoat, right? And here in Ohio, weather can shift like crazy in the fall and the spring. And you know what happened? I mean, the writing's on the wall, right? Like, I'm out there in the woods and everything. I was not prepared, and the wind came in, and I got sopping wet. And I was like a couple miles away from my car or from my campsite or anything like that. But I still made it, and my friends like to laugh about it, even I today. So you don't have to have, the perfect the perfect camping trip every single time. And we're going to talk about the challenges that are involved in this course. So what do you consider the most daunting? Right now, in the chat box, if you don't mind, what is the challenge for you for starting a camping club? What scares you? What makes you nervous about it? What do you think you are the least prepared for or to do for getting involved in a camping club or starting a camping club? Put that in the chat for me right now, because at the end, we're actually going to review these things, and I'm going to try to tackle some of those for you. So as you're leaving tonight, you're going to leave with at least a little bit of support, personal support from me. Could it be getting new members? Is it managing adult issues, interpersonal issues? Is it safety? Maybe you're really scared about going out with a bunch of strangers. Is it organization? Either organization of the club, organizing events and planning, things like that. Like what organization wise could come up that might be a problem for you? Or is there something else that's not listed here? So whatever it is, again, put it in the chat for me. Let me know what it is. And as we go through and we start wrapping things up, I'm going to go through there and I'm going to help you out. Okay. I'm going to give you some suggestions and get some feedback from you. Now, struggling with member engagement or event planning, well, we're going to tackle the challenges with proven strategies. Like, if If you are a manager in your job, maybe you're a program manager, maybe you're a personnel manager, maybe you are a foreman or you're some type of leadership role. You already come equipped with a lot of skills. And even if you're a parent, if you're a parent of kids, you come equipped with a lot of these skills. Now they may need to be translated in a little bit different way, but I guarantee you it's something you don't have to worry about because if you're an adult, you probably already have some of these skills. And we can enhance those skills and walk through different steps so that you are prepared to face challenges like that. And we're going to talk about boosting member involvement. Membership involvement is extremely important to keep people engaged, keep people coming, things like that. You're going to discover key techniques to increase member participation. We're going to explore motivational incentives that make every member eager to engage. Overcoming common obstacles. Every one of us has had a problem, whether it be at work, whether it be with family, whether it be at school, right? Maybe you got some trauma from middle school, high school, or something like that. But every one of us have had shared obstacles. And we're going to address the typical problems that face clubs, the ones that tear things down. Maybe it's money. If your club is going to raise money or have a pot of money or something like that, I have seen so many clubs that fallen apart because of money issues. And that's understandable, right? So we're going to provide you some tools and techniques to make sure at least help alleviate the risk of those things from happening again. What about event coordination? Event coordinating, planning out things for people is I'm sorry, my YouTube video just kinda started coming through my earbuds. But learn to organize memorable camping events effortlessly and, planning tools and tips to ensure smooth, successful outings. So, you can look at a calendar. You can make it as simple or as complicated as you want. Communication is the key, though. And we live in a day and time in the world right now where we have all of these tips, all of these this influx of information, and it can seem overwhelming, right? So we want to communicate. We want to an extent over communicate, but we want to put it in bullet points. We live in a day and age right now, like even YouTube, right? Like people that are staying on this video for this long as 23 minutes as of right now. A lot of people keep coming on and coming off. Attention spans are fleeting. So being able to communicate in a way that engages your people, gets the message across, and make sure that they know where to be, when to be there, and what's going on, all the details like that, because that can cause a lot of friction and frustration with people. If communication's not there, a lot of people will start losing their trust in people. I've noticed I'm not getting any comments from people, but this is interesting. Well, hold on for just a moment here and see what's going on. Maybe people can't comment. Hmm. Just seems kind of unusual. Well, we'll keep going, I guess, and then I'll play around with it a little bit later. But harnessing your community power, tap into the strength of community, build supportive network that uplifts your club, enhances the camp experience. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to do everything. In fact, it's better that you spread out some of the control, some of the duties, the responsibilities, etc., to members of your group. Because if you try to do everything yourself, you're going to get burned out. And when that happens, when the leader, the primary leader, the moving force gets burned out, that's a death sentence for the club. It is every single time. So learning what things to spread out to others, what things to give up, and even identifying members' gifts and talents. I have the world's best assistant scoutmaster. And it was a fluke how it happened. The whole time that his son was going through the Cub Scouting program, he didn't seem like he really wanted anything to do with, leadership. He was there, he came to his son's activities every single time like clockwork, and, he liked to joke, and, his personality kinda came through, and he and I started to talk a little bit more and get a little bit more comfortable with each other. When it came time to his son crossing over, I went over to him and I sat down with him, and I had a very serious conversation with him, and I knew his background, his professional background. He had some military background and everything. I said, "Hey, man, like I know you've got experience doing this and this, and I think you could help these kids do, do great things if you were my assistant scoutmaster. I would love for you to come on and be my assistant scoutmaster. Now, I will help you. I will guide you. I will give you every tool that I possibly can. We'll get you trained and everything. You don't even have to pay for training. That came out of the troop budget, of course, because money's got to come out of somewhere, right? But it's like, hey, you've got these skills, and I see in you a spark that I think these kids could benefit from. And he said yes fairly quickly. Like, he wanted to go home and talk to his wife and everything, but the next time I saw him, he shook his hand. He says, "Yeah, I'm in. I'm in. Let's do this." And the guy has been by my side. I have a lot of leaders in my troop. Like, I've got an incredible adult cadre of leaders. I really do. But there's a few of them that just stand out. And the other ones were, pretty anxious actually, just willing, like, "Yeah, I'm going to come into the troop. I'm going to come into the troop," right? And they knew that they wanted to get involved. They told me right up front they wanted to get involved. This guy, I personally asked, and he has gone above and beyond in his leadership skills. He's gone above and beyond. Like I said, every meeting, he is there right next to me and asking what he can do. And now he's taking initiative. He's picking out particular kids. He's like, "Hey, I'm going to go work with him on this particular thing." It's like, "Dude, thank you. Thank you." And every meeting before he leaves, he kind of runs through some things with me really quick. And this weekend we're having a camp in, and I'm not able to be there tomorrow night, Friday night. And I asked him, it's like, "Hey, man, do you think you can handle the fort, whatever?" Without dropping a beat, he says, "Yeah, yeah, I got this." Showed him how to start stuff and the kind of loose plan and everything, and he's going for it. Now that's the kind of person that you need to surround yourself with. And in this course, we're going to talk about that. How do you actually identify people's gifts and talents? And how do you utilize those people and those gifts and talents to not so much uh y- you know take over for you, right? Like, they're doing a service for you, but really you're doing a service for them because you're amplifying their gifts. And in turn, they're actually going to amplify your club and the club's mission. That's the beauty of networking. That's the beauty of friendships. And that is the beauty of a well ran club. All right. It's the beauty of it. All right. So now we're at this point in the webinar that I hope you're excited. I hope you're interested in starting your own camping club, because there's so much goodness that can come from, especially the interpersonal relationships. I know people who are lawyers and judges and police officers and project managers. I know plumbers. I know welders. Like, I know carpenter. I know truck drivers. I would never have had these relationships. Like, I could literally, and I was talking to Wes, who's on the guild, by the way, who's a great guy. And in Wes, when I went on my cross country trip last summer, he reached out to me and says, "Hey, I see you're coming out here. I'd love to have coffee with you." And that's awesome. And that's the beauty of clubs. I'm a Freemason. And as a Freemason, I could probably go to any Masonic lodge across the country. I could reach out to them and ask the brothers there, like, "Hey, can I go camping in your backyard, the lodge's backyard, or can my scouts come camp in your guys' basement or the gathering room or something on a cross country trip?" I can do that because of the networking. I can do that also with camping. Going back to Wes, Wes would have let me come out and camp in his front yard. There's a gentleman who actually supported the channel on Patreon, Mr. Denny, and I've said his name lots of times, but he invited me to come out and visit him in the Adirondacks in New York and go camping there on his property. Relationships, humans are designed for relationships. Now, you may not have uh, the, the knowledge of how to, when I say utilize, I don't mean use. You don't use people, but like how how do you build those relationships so it's a mutual give and take? Mutual give and take. When you're with club, you're with your friends and everything, you get to share tips, friendships. You're just building friendships, right? How can you utilize those friendships to further whatever your goal is? Maybe your goal is to do like the Appalachian Trail, right? Maybe your goal is to go portaging the Boundary Waters. Maybe your goal is just to be the best daggone bushcrafter there is, and you can't learn and get feedback on by yourself. It's just kind of nice having other people to help you out and guide you with that. Okay, maybe. All right. So this is how you want to do it. All you have to do is just go to the Camp Crafters Guild. You sign up for it. Now, there's so many more benefits than just this course. This is only going to happen this one and only time. If I do this course again, it's going to cost more. We're talking like $150. Because let's be real, I don't mean to come across crass or something, but my time's valuable, right? And this is 6 weeks, and they're at least an hour-long course, and you're getting one-on-one help and assistance. There's going to be members on there who's going to help, right? Like this is not just me projecting everything I know like a word vomit. We're going to be working together. That's the whole point of a cohort. But I will guide and help through all the things that I know, and you guys are going to bring your own talents right into it, and you're going to help other people. You may have certain experiences that you can add and contribute, right? So all you have to do is just go to the Camp Crafters Guild, www.honorableoutfitters.com/join the guild. Okay, it's $15 per month. So if you just want to stay for the 6 week course, that's 2 months. So it's $15 plus $15, that's $30. It's a $30 investment for this course, right? So you are getting 6 weeks one-on-one instruction. You're going to get all the tools. I mean, I'm talking about papers and forms and checklists and things like that. You're going to get all those tools, right? But in the Camp Crafters Guild itself, just being a member of the Camp Crafters Guild, you get some benefits. All right, let's talk about those benefits, and I'm going to give you some examples of those benefits. We have bi-weekly live streams. Next week we have a live stream. I believe it's Richard Harleman of let me think. I'm trying to remember. Um, I'm kind of embarrassed about this. My brain just went dead. But Richard Harleman, you should check him out. He's got a YouTube channel. I had him on my channel before. He's coming on to talk about his lifestyle because the guy has actually adopted a 19th century approach to his lifestyle, and he's kind of mixing modern and historical approaches, right? And the guy is a homesteader, so he lives very simply, living off the land, and he's experimenting with history to make his life a little bit better, a little bit more comfortable, but without all the pressures of the real world. Okay, living off grid. Okay, and we have exclusive. And we've got Graham Granite, who's a great YouTuber. Graham Granite, if you haven't heard of him, you should check him out. We've got James Bender. James Bender's coming on. Like that's pretty awesome. Of Waypoint Survival, another Ohio Buckeye boy. We had Sarge Vining on. We had Josh Wilson talk about camp cooking and backpack cooking and stuff. That was really good. So these bi-weekly roundtables that are organized, like that is worth it in and of itself. Like every month you get 2 live roundtables that you get to ask question and answers. Now, even if these roundtables, some of these roundtables get live on YouTube, the question and answer aspect does not get on YouTube. That is exclusive for Campcraft members. We have let's see, we have exclusive in-person events. So there are events that camping events, get-togethers, things like that are exclusive to the guild. There's skill and personal development courses. We got a couple of those on there right now, and I actually put out an invitation to several other people, and so they have the opportunity to to put some courses on there to help you guys. We have monthly challenges. Last month we did a fire challenge. This month, because it's March and it's a challenge, right? At least here in Ohio, weather can kind of be weird. So, and going outdoors, we want to take pictures, right? So this month's challenge is actually a sunrise sunset challenge, and the members get to vote on the winner here coming up. And we have a growing resource library. So much information, free, free on the resource library. It's pretty cool. Okay, now let's go to the screen and see what questions and comments we have. Like I promised, if you have a question, please go ahead and put it on there. Let's see, what do we have? All right, so Demos Bacos. Hey, North New Jersey. North Jersey, daggone, man. That's cool. Don't get to see anybody from Jersey on my channel too often. And Adam, unpronounceable. I think a large concern with putting together a club event is getting started and what to do as a group. What activities might people be interested in? How might you keep people interested in? All right, so that's it. Like that goes back to. I hope you're still on. I can't see if it says 3 people are on. So Adam, I hope you're still on. When you start a group, I think people, in fact, I know from experience, people have a tendency to want to be too open and getting everybody's input. Now, it's important to get people's input. Don't get me wrong. Like you got to have buy-in. You also don't want to come across as a dictator, right? But when you start a club, especially since you're the one that's going to have to be the driving force, you're the one that's going to have to really like it and enjoy it. You need to at least come out or come prepared with 2 or 3 things that you want to focus on. So if you want to start out, especially, at the very beginning, you don't want to get too overwhelmed. But if you want to focus on just hiking, and maybe you want to narrow it down even farther, and you can say, I want to do long distance hiking. That's going to draw in a certain type of people than, say, short distance hiking. There's a lot of people, especially older people. Older people can't necessarily do long distance hiking. Now, you can always open it up and you can make it just hiking in general, but then you might get people coming in and they're pushing their own views on you. So you really need to nail down, and specifically on paper, right? Pen on paper. Hey, this is our goal. This is what we're going to be about. If it's bushcrafting, then is there just general bushcrafting? Maybe you're going to be shelter at the beginning. Like, hey guys, at the beginning, we're just going to focus on shelters, and we're going to find a piece of property where we can just build shelters, make like a little shelter village or something like that. Maybe instead it's going to be crafting. So you guys, that's a little bit more mobile. You don't necessarily have to have one piece of property to build a shelter. I'm sorry, you don't have to have a large piece of property to go and just build crafts, right? You could just go to a state park. You could go to somebody's property and just build crafts, right? So having a focus is going to be probably the most important. It is the most important step for you to take before you try to cast your net and get members. After you set your focus, then get feedback, right? And that way you're sharing the love, you're sharing the ownership, which is extremely important. You don't want to be a dictator again, but that will help you. And what activities might people be interested in? How might you keep people interested? This goes back to that feedback part. Okay. Everybody take out a piece of paper, or everybody respond to this text. What are the 5 places that you want to go camping? what are the 5 skills that you want to focus on? And then from once you pull in all those ideas, you as the leader, you can narrow that down a little bit more. Maybe refine it, maybe blend it. Say, hey, you know what? You want to work on fire tending. You want to work on knife work. You want to work on shelters. All right, so we're going to go to this camp out, and the first day, you know, we're going to go on this hike, and we're going to stop at this point. We're going to work on our make a tool or something, a craft, and once we get back to camp, we're going to work on our fire building and see who can make the first fire, the fastest fire, the best fire, whatever for cooking. And then we're going to, let's see, that's knife, fire, oh, and shelter building. And after that, who can build the quickest overnight shelter? Okay. Or do a race or something like that. Engaging in some type of games or fun or challenges like that will always keep people engaged. But again, going back to your focus, right? If the group starts moving away from what you originally intended, then you're probably going to fall out. You're probably not going to enjoy it, and you need to be, as the starting of the club, the driving force. And you can always tell people that, especially make it clear with a mission statement. This is what we're going to be about, and that's we're going to dive into those kind of things, like all those managerial parts, all those starting aspects. That's going to be in this course. Okay, so I hope that little discourse right there helped you at least uh, think about how you can start. All right. Do we have any other questions? Hmm. All right. I don't see any more questions on here. It says 4 people are watching. Now, again, what if you didn't catch my earlier part? I challenged everybody. What would hold you back from starting a camping club? What keeps you from doing it? What keeps you? Give you a few more moments. But if you and also, have you ever been part of some type of outdoor club, outdoor organization? Maybe it's scouting, maybe it's 4-H, maybe, and those are youth things. But maybe you just go camping with your friends every once in a while. I know that there are camping clubs in colleges. I know there are camping clubs in the military. So if you were ever part of any of those camping clubs, think about what did you enjoy about them, and why are you not enjoying them now? Why Why are you not participating in a camping club now? You're welcome, Adam. You're welcome. I appreciate that, man. All right. So, social anxiety, currently forcing myself past it, hope helping a Cub Scout pack. Isn't that so crazy that as adults, it's so much harder to make friends? Now, as a kid, it's hard to make friends, but as an adult, it's really hard because of all that judgment. It, especially in a work environment, because I think we're conditioned after we graduate high school, especially within our first jobs and stuff. Now there's a hierarchy, especially with our peers. You know, there's this hierarchy. There might just be a shift manager or a regular manager or something like that. I think that has a serious impact on adults making friends, and especially making lasting friendships or going out of their way to make friends. So getting over your social anxiety with a Cub Scout pack. If you're an adult wanting to get involved in a Cub Scout pack, the beauty of Cub Scouts is it's a family program. It is designed deliberately to be a family program. Unlike older scouting adults can like it's more like a sport. It's like if they really want to, it's like drop off and leave, right? But in Cub Scouting, if it's ran the correct way, then the parent is supposed to be right there with the kid and enjoying that experience and helping that kid with that experience to grow closer. It's a family program. So, if you have anxiety, not I don't know exactly how your pack is ran, your den is ran, or something like that, but if you're having anxiety getting involved, just be with your kid and just know, like, hey, I'm doing this for my kid. Or, if that's even a little bit too much for you, then you can ask the den leader or you can ask the cub master. It's like, hey, you mind if I help you with this particular craft or with this particular activity? Or hey, you look ahead in the book and you notice that there's an award that the kid hasn't done yet. You're like, hey, you know what? I see this award here. I'm actually interested in teaching the kids this one, or I'm interested in helping you teach the kids this one. That's a great way to transition. But I've never I was a district executive for 3 years for the Boy Scouts. I was actually a professional scouter, and, I've never met a leader, like a den leader, cub master, scout master, assistant scoutmaster, whatever, that actually did not want parents to help out in some way. So, you the anxiety that you feel is certainly real, but just know probably, that the leader who's in charge probably has the same anxiety and they just don't know how to ask for help because they feel like that's an imposition on you. And we as human beings don't want to impose ourselves on others. So that your anxiety honestly might be uh, some of that as well. You don't want to impose yourself and take over for a leader. So that kind of communication I think would go a long way. But I promise you, if you actually want to help out with a pack or a troop, just ask and do something small. Just do something small. And if you are not a leader in the Cub Scout pack and you're just a parent, well, just know that you're supposed to be there with your kid. And you're doing it for the kid, and you want to help your kid. And if the other parents are on their phones at the sidelines, forget about it. You're not there for them. You're there for your kid. All right. What other what other things are holding you back? I hope that helped, Adam. And I appreciate you being so genuine and actually, saying something. I really do. All right. All right. So I don't have any other questions. So again, if you're interested in starting a club, figuring out how to get involved in a club, or if you're just interested in seeing how maybe you can make your club better, maybe like a Cub Scout pack, troop, or whatever, then the 6 week course is for you. It's going to be on the Camp Crafters Guild. All you have to do is go to www.honorableoutfitters.com/join the guild. You join, it's 2 months because it's $15 per month, right? It's a 6 week course, but you get all the benefits of the Camp Crafters Club as well. All right. We've got a great core group of people on there. There's so much wisdom. It's so much fun engaging in conversations with these people. And I know once you get on there and you give it a shot and you go through this course, at least you're going to walk away with something. Even if you don't stay for more than the 2 months, you're going to walk away with some takeaways. You're going to walk away with some knowledge and friendships, experiences, and networking. And that's what it's about. You're going to get a taste of what a club is, and you're going to want more of it because those kind of experiences just keeps bringing us back together. That's why I'm still a reenactor since, what was it, 2000? Yeah, 2000. So wow, that's 24 years. Like I just like clicked. 24 years I've been in living history. And it's because of the relationships that I've made. I may have, dabbled in a bunch of different eras or whatever, but those relationships is what keeps me coming back. They're fantastic. And again, like 2/3 of my Facebook friends, and I have like 400 Facebook friends. I don't accept everybody. All right. It's because of the relationships I made out there. Right. Most most of them are living history. Most of them reenactors. And same thing with scouting. Like I have an awesome group of adults in my troop and we have fun with each other. If scouting didn't exist, if all of our kids eagled out and everything, I guarantee you, with my core group of adults, we'd still go camping, we'd still go fishing and backpacking and have a lot of fun because of those relationships, and they're lasting. That's the beauty of it. They're lasting relationships, and you have it in you to start a club. You have it in you to find people that are like you, same mindset, who enjoy the same things you do. And we will give you all the tools and the framework to make it successful. We're going to plan out your first year. That way you at least have something in hand, a framework to go out there and make it really successful. And then you can keep coming back and you can ask for more help if there's other issues or something, right? So you have, it's a cohort. You have the support. You have the support to be successful, and I hope to see you on there. Okay, so thank you so much. That makes it. Let's see. I don't know how long this is. I can't tell. It makes it about an hour, right? So thank you. Thank you for joining me. If you like it, please click like. Don't forget to subscribe if you like camp crafting, if you like antiques and outdoor adventures and stuff, and leave a comment for me. Even if you see this on the replay or something, please leave me a comment. I love to hear what you have to say and hear your story. So give a kiss and hug to your loved ones, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you guys for being awesome. Take care.